welcome as we discuss animal familiars, and in this episode, specifically, the birds, most notably the raven and the owl. Why is it that in almost every culture across the world, ravens and owls are associated with omens, magic, the other world, the death realm? Is it a pure coincidence? Or are they truly portals into other realms? Come with me now on a journey through time and space. Birds have always lived at the edge of the veil, messengers of prophecy, companions of sorcerers, keepers of the dead. We will follow their wings across continents, tracing how every culture saw them in the same strange truth: the magic, the portals between dimensions. In the European world, in Northern Europe, ravens were considered incredibly mystical. Specifically in Norse mythology, the god Odin was always accompanied by his two ravens. They would perch upon his shoulders. Their names were Hugin and Munin, meaning thought and memory. Each dawn they flew across the 9 realms, bringing back whispers of every deed and every death across each realm. The Norse saw the raven not just as a scavenger, but as a reporter of the divine, a familiar who gave vision beyond mortal sight. Sorcerers carved ravens into bone charms and painted their feathers on war shield to call in Odin's favor. After battle, when ravens feasted on the fallen, it was not a horror, but a sacred consumption, returning the warrior's spirit to the god who sent for them. To call a raven during a magical practice or a sorcerer's ritual was to open a channel of prophecy. Its cry could break the silence between the dimensions. Unsurprisingly, the raven was also a huge symbol in the Celtic tradition. The Celts spoke of the Morrigan, a phantom queen. She appeared as a crow on the battlefield, washing blood from the armor of the doomed, and she would pick away at the dead. This was seen as a great honor. To see her was to know your fate, and yet to honor her was to earn protection in the afterlife. Many sorcerers of the Celtic tradition believed that ravens carried the voices of the ancestors. Their feathers adorned cloaks, and they would wear them during rites. The bird's keen eye symbolized the ruler's duty to see the truth. Many sorcerers in the Celtic tradition used crows, and they would summon them through smoke offerings and blood. They would drip their blood on stones to summon the ravens. Even today, when we see a group of crows, we call them a murder of crows, associating them with coming to battlefields to pick away at the dead as respect for the goddess Morrigan. Unsurprisingly, birds were also considered incredibly powerful all throughout Mesoamerica. Ravens were considered portals between realms. There are stories in Mexico of sorcerers being able to merge their consciousness with ravens and to fly within their bodies and to spy into other dimensions and other parts of the world. Also in Mesoamerica, the owl was considered incredibly powerful. The owl, also known as Tecoyotl, was sacred and terrifying, a herald of the underworld god. Its feathers would often line the cloaks of the death priests, and its eyes reflected the fires of the other world. Owls were very commonly invoked by sorcerers to travel in the dream realm and to deliver messages of the spirits. The cry of an owl near someone's home meant a soul was being called to the other side, but not cursed, merely summoned for their next mission, their journey into the other realm. Interestingly, the vulture was also considered a very powerful bird, a symbol of renewal, as they would feed on the dead and thus recycling them into the other world. This is obviously very similar to the Celtic and Norse idea of the ravens picking away at the dead. Interestingly, too, in South America, the hummingbird is seen as a portal between realms, and in some tribes of the Amazon, it is believed that the hummingbird is the creator of the universe. Also, in North America, the raven is considered incredibly powerful. Specifically in the Pacific Northwest, the raven is considered a creator and a trickster, the one who stole the sun and brought light to humankind. His black wings symbolize transformation, reminding us that chaos can also be a gift. As well as the raven, the eagle was an incredibly powerful bird and familiar. It was considered the highest messenger, flying nearest to the Creator. Its feathers were tools of ceremony. When raised in smoke, they would carry human words into the sky. Warriors wore a single feather earned through bravery, and healers used fans of feathers to cleanse the energy of the ill. Interestingly and non surprisingly, birds were also incredibly powerful in the African subcontinent. In the West African tradition of Yoruba, the vulture and the owl belong to the goddess Oya, the goddess of storms and death. Her priestesses would wear their feathers to channel the winds of the other world, and they say that when vultures circle, Oya is turning the world over again. Also, Shangu, the Thunder Lord, is hailed with songs that imitate the call of falcons, and Oshun, the river goddess, is honored with the plumes of peacocks. It is so fascinating that all around the world, birds are seen as travelers between realms, not simply between the earth and the sky, but between dimensions, between the world of the living and the world of the dead. Also, non surprisingly, the power of the raven appears in Asia as well. In Japan, they often call the raven the tengu. Interestingly, though, tengu is considered a yokai, a spirit, and is often depicted as half bird and half monk. The tengu will guard the mountains, and they teach discipline to those who seek power. Warriors would often leave offerings of rice and sake so that tengu would train them in the secrets of stealth and the secrets of the wind. Interestingly, as well, in India, birds are also considered incredibly powerful. Throughout the Hindu pantheon, many gods would have birds as their sidekicks or essentially their vehicles of transportation. Interestingly, though, in Zoroastrianism, which was started in ancient Iran and is now most commonly practiced in India, they believe in what are called sky burials, where after a person dies, they are left in the open where birds can come and pick away at them, most commonly ravens or crows. This idea of being returned to the sky, being returned to the earth by the animals that eat you. It is fascinating that ravens are not only associated with being travelers between worlds, but being allowed to pick away at the dead, in a sense, to help them move into the next world, for them to merge into the spirit world. Follow my podcast for a deep dive into all the details. See you next time.